Chapter webinar that is on women entrepreneurship and the role of startups, we have three resource persons: Professor Y.S. Kiranmay, Sri G. Sudarshan, and Dr. E. Vijaya. And my name is Rabindranath Solomon. I am the convener of the webinar. And it is my pleasure to now introduce the resource persons of the day. The first resource person that I'm going to introduce is Professor Y.S. Kiranmay. Professor Kiranmay joined the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University in the year 1992 and has served the university in various administrative and academic capacities before retiring in the year 2019. Madam has joined back as adjunct professor in the Department of Business Management of the university and continues to provide her services to us. Thank you, ma'am, for being one of the resource persons. I now introduce Dr. E. Vijaya. Dr. E. Vijaya is the second resource person of the day. Dr. E. Vijaya, working as a faculty member at the National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, NIMSME, an organization of the Ministry of MSME, Government of India. Her areas of expertise include financial management, SME financing, taxation, project appraisal, international finance, and entrepreneurship development. Dr. Vijaya has published 5 books and 21 papers in national and international journals. She has presented 15 papers in national and international conferences at reputed institutions like IIT Kharagpur, IIM Bangalore, IIT Madras, University of Dhaka, etc. She has organized various financial and international executive programs in the areas of finance, accounting and taxation for international delegates, central and state government officials, and organized DST sponsorship entrepreneurship development programs, women entrepreneurship development programs, faculty development programs, special EDPs on finance, solar technologies, FDPs on entrepreneurship development, and conducted more than 100 awareness workshops on entrepreneurship awareness, MSME schemes, GST, and public procurement policies. As a representative of the Ministry of MSME, Government of India, Dr. Vijaya attended 15 days international training program at Jakarta and Bandung, Indonesia, and also attended 3 national level training programs at Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, New Delhi, National Institute of Financial Management, Faridabad, and National Academy of Customs, Excise and Narcotics, Mumbai. She performed additional duties as Chief Administrative Officer and Rector at NIMSME. She is the in charge of Entrepreneurship Development Center and GST cell at NIMSME to support MSMEs in creating awareness on MSME schemes, firm registrations, DPR preparation, and GST and other consulting services. We are very glad to have such an eminent person as Dr. E. Vijaya among our midst. Thank you very much, ma'am, for accepting to be the resource person and speak to the participants of the day. The third resource person, who is an expert in the field of finance, is Mr. G. Sudarshan. Mr. Sudarshan holds an MBA in finance. His subject specialization and areas of expertise include finance, marketing, and entrepreneurship. He has conducted 3 training programs on entrepreneurship development. He has over 14 years of industrial experience in finance, sales, marketing, insurance, and training. He has attended an international workshop on finance and published a book on SME finance. Mr. Sudarshan has experience in consulting service for Spurti Engineering College for conducting EDP and FDP, and Yes Bank for conducting medical camp for MSME and energy audit. He was a guest speaker at NSIC, a Government of India enterprise, for conducting training programs on entrepreneurship development, and also conducted industrial motivation campaign for MSME DI Hyderabad. His professional experience encompasses areas of finance, marketing, and entrepreneurship. His current domain interest includes finance and entrepreneurship development. Welcome, Dr. Sudarshan Garu, to the webinar series that we are organizing today. Now, first, we are going to have Professor Kiran Mai speaking to us on the theoretical aspect of entrepreneurship development, followed by the talk by Dr. E. Vijaya on women entrepreneurship and the role of startups. And finally, Dr. Sudarshan is going to give us an idea of the startups. May I now request Professor Kiran Mai to start her presentation. Over to Professor Kiran Mai.
So thank you, sir, for introducing us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rabindranath, for your nice introduction. Good evening to all participants. Good evening, Dr. Vijay Madam and Dr. Sudarshan sir, for participating in this webinar. As we have, it's my pleasure to associate with today's webinar on women entrepreneurship and the role of startups. As we have two eminent personalities, Dr. Vijay and Dr. Sudarshan Garu, who have a lot of practical exposure in the field, I just want to make a very brief presentation on almost it's setting a platform for today's discussion. I'm going to just make a brief presentation on who is an entrepreneur, what is the role of an entrepreneur in the economy, what is entrepreneurship, and what is the concept of women entrepreneur? Is there any difference between entrepreneur and women entrepreneur? And what is this startup, when the startup program was launched? Just a few
Ma'am, I think you're on mute, ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute.
Madam, you can unmute your audio. Madam, you unmute your audio.
Ma'am, Kiran Mai, ma'am, you're on mute, ma'am.
By doing so, they generate employment. They make measures for a balanced regional development because they start enterprises at different places. So automatically that leads to the balanced regional development. So that also leads to increase in the standards of living, and automatically the economic independence of the persons will also improve. So let us see what are the facilitating factors for entrepreneur. When a person wants to start an enterprise, when he has a lot of technical or business knowledge, when he has lot of when he has education, when he has technical knowledge, and when actually he has undergone some entrepreneurial training, when there is some family business, that is the background of his family that belongs to a business family, when sufficient capital is available, when actually he is inspired by seeing some successful entrepreneurs, so they take them as role models. And when there is government support and institution support, like banks and financial institutions, they come forward to provide a more financial assistance to the budding entrepreneurs. So these are just a few facilitating factors when an individual comes forward to start an enterprise. But there are certain barriers also. When there is somebody might be interested in starting a business, but I may not have sufficient skills. I may not have sufficient market knowledge or business knowledge. I may have a lot of time pressure and some distractions, some diversion, some busy with other works. Some legal and bureaucratic constraints also may be there. Some patent administration suppose because in a way business itself means we already saw that enterprise, starting an enterprise means it is connected with some innovation. So patent issues, all these things will be there. And sometimes there may not be much cooperation from the lending institutions, from the financial institutions. So these are just a few barriers because of which, even though a person is interested in starting an enterprise, his dream may not be fulfilled. In the beginning of my presentation, I just given a general introduction about who is an entrepreneur. Let me tell what is the exact definition of the term entrepreneur. Who is an entrepreneur? According to the new Encyclopedia of Britannica, an entrepreneur is an individual who bears the risk of operating a business in the face of uncertainty about future conditions. According to Schumpeter, I think most of you might have heard about Schumpeter. About him, according to Schumpeter, entrepreneur is an individual who carries out new combines of means of production by which there occurs a disequilibrium. That is, according to Schumpeter, entrepreneur is basically an innovator. An innovator is one who introduces new combinations. They need not start a new enterprise. They may introduce a new technology in the enterprise. They may change a new process. They may introduce new ideas in an enterprise. Peter F. Drucker definition, an entrepreneur is one who always searches for change, responds to it, and exploits it as an opportunity. Innovation is a specific tool of entrepreneurs, the means by which they exploit change as an opportunity for different business or service. So from these definitions, I think you can know that entrepreneurship means it's innovation. Introduction of new products or services, or some change in the existing model, some change in the existing technology, some change in the existing process. Then what is entrepreneurship? Again, according to Schumpeter, entrepreneurship is based on purposeful and systematic innovator. It included not only the independent business, but also company directors and managers who actually carry out innovative functions. That's what I told. Need not start a new business. They can introduce some changes in the existing business. According to National Left, entrepreneurship is a capacity for innovation, investment, and expansion in new markets, products, and also techniques. Then who is a women entrepreneur? Women entrepreneurs may be defined as the women or a group of women who initiate, organize, and operate a business enterprise. Government of India has defined women enterprise an enterprise owned and controlled by women having a minimum financial interest of 51% of the capital and giving at least 51% of employment generated in the enterprise to women. So actually there is some criticism on this definition because some people opine that giving 51% employment to women may be difficult, even though the enterprise is started by women. What's the role of women in Indian economy? In India, 20.37% of women are MSME owners, which account for 23.3% of the labor force. They are considered to be the backbone of the economy. According to McKinsey Global, India can potentially add $700 billion to global GDP by increasing women's participation in the labor force. India has 432 million working age women and 13.5 to 15.7 million women-owned businesses or provide direct employment to 22 to 27 million people. Boston Consulting Group, BCG, popularly known as BCG, according to that group, startups founded or co-founded by women generate 10% more cumulative revenue over a 5-year period. These startups have more inclusive work culture and employ 3 times more women than men. Moreover, women-led businesses are estimated to grow 90% in the next 5 years. This shows the importance of the women entrepreneurship and how successfully the women are running the business, how they are contributing to the economy. Why do women take up employment? These factors may be categorized into push factors and pull factors. What are the push factors? Sudden death of a breadwinner, sudden fall in the family income, and permanent inadequacy in the income of the family. These are the push factors because women may come forward to either to join in employment or to start their own business or start an enterprise. And coming to the pull factors, women's desire to have more economic independence, to use their education, talent, and skills to gain recognition, social status, etc. These are the very few push factors and pull factors about which I shared. And Dr. Vijay is going to talk more about the push factors and pull factors, why women are coming forward to start more enterprises nowadays. Categories of women entrepreneurs. Women in organized and unorganized sectors, women in traditional and modern industries, women in large scale, medium scale, and small scale industries, women in urban rural areas, and single and joint ventures. The categories of women entrepreneurs in India, which is generally accepted, is there are 3 categories: first category, second category, and third category. The first category, women entrepreneurs, they belong to established big cities, having high-level technical and professional qualification. Non-traditional items, they normally prefer to produce or offer non-traditional products and services, and they belong to sound financial family background. Second category, women entrepreneurs, they normally run their organizations in cities and towns. They have sufficient education. They produce or offer both traditional as well as non-traditional items, and they undertake normally women's services. And third category, women entrepreneurs, they normally belong to illiterate women, financially weak background, and involved in family business like agriculture, agroforestry, and handlooms. Then what are these startups? Because our webinar is on women entrepreneurship and role of startups. Startups by women. In India, 45% of the startups are run by women, of which over 50,000 are recognized by government. The government witnessed the most women-led startups turning into unicorns. What is meant by unicorns means any startup that reaches the valuation of 1 billion. This is in 2021. Some of the major startups started by women entrepreneurs and run successfully. BYJU'S, you all know, I think, about BYJU'S, the learning app started by Divya Gokulnath in 2011. Particularly after this COVID, it gained more popularity. Nykaa, beauty, skincare, and hair care by Farguni Nair. MobiKwik, it's a payment app by Upasana Tapu in 2009. Jolo, they are in hotels and paying guest accommodations, etc. by Isha Chaudhary. Of course, most of these startups are co-partners. Women are co-partners in these startups. And Thrill of India, it is in tourism sector, Chitra Gundani, and Mr. Petia Aditi Gupta. Mad Street, it is in artificial intelligence area by Ashwani Ashwakana. These are few startups, and of course, you all well know about more successful women entrepreneurs by Kiran Majumdar Shah, by Limited, BLCC, Vandana Luthara, Shahnaz Hussain Skincare, Priya Paul Park Hotels, and Ritu Kumar Fashion Designing. Indra Nui, previously she was with Pepsi, and now she is a board member of Amazon. Radhika Kai, Shop Clothes, and Vani Kola, Kalari Capital. This startup journey, how actually it evolved. On August 15, 2015, while giving Independence Day speech, Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, he announced a new vision for the Indian economy that aimed to tap the entrepreneurial potential of India. On January 16, 2016, the government launched the Startup Program. The main aim of the program are to build a strong ecosystem for nurturing innovation, to drive sustainable economic growth, to generate large-scale employment opportunities. And the government has also come up with various various schemes to provide financial assistance to the women entrepreneurs. And some of these schemes are Annapurna Scheme, Bharatiya Mahila Bank Business Loan, Mudra Yojana Scheme, Korean Mahila Vikas Yojana Scheme, Dena Bank Shakti Scheme, Pradhan Mantri Rozgar Yojana, Uchogini Schemes, and Kalyani Scheme, Mahila Ujjam Nidhi Scheme, State Package for Women Entrepreneurs in Mahila Shakti Scheme. So these are just few financial schemes which the government has come up to support women entrepreneurs. So nowadays, the role played by women entrepreneurs is very effective. They are really contributing a lot for the development of Indian economy. And they are really standing as the role models. Even if you see yesterday's Inodo supplement, there are success stories of young entrepreneurs. One woman, Neetu Yadav and Kitni Jangra, two women entrepreneurs who started an app by name Annie Mal. Through this app, they're doing online business to buy and sell animals, particularly buffaloes and cows. They started this business only in 2019, and now their annual turnover is 2,500 crores. Can you believe? That's actually the power of women. And another most important product, another important success story, which I read in yesterday's Inadu supplement, Sunday supplement is one brother and sister. They started a business by name Getaway. That is a healthy ice cream. Getaway is a brand. Under the brand name, they are selling healthy ice cream. This is actually first of its kind in India. They are Jash Shah and Pashmi Shah. So now the people, the entrepreneurs, they doesn't want to produce or offer only the traditional products or services, but they are coming with innovative ideas. They're trying to read the mind of the customers and what they want, and they're trying to offer the new and innovative products. That's what actually the definition also is. Innovation is the main thing to start any enterprises. And of course, risk is involved. And if they're prepared to take the risk, then they can start enterprise. So with this brief introduction about what is an entrepreneurship, who is an entrepreneur, who is an entrepreneur, what just the schemes under which the government is providing financial assistance to women entrepreneurs. Now I request Dr. Rabindranath to take over again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kiran for explaining to the participants all about women entrepreneurship. Who are the women entrepreneurs who are successful? What are the categories of women entrepreneurs and various other pertinent issues you have explained very lucidly to all the participants. Thank you so much, Professor Kiran. May I now request Dr. E. Vijaya, the second resource person of the day, to give her views on the topic of women entrepreneurship with a focus on the women entrepreneurship schemes. Over to Dr. Vijaya, please.
So, good evening to all. Is my voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's audible.
Ma'am, Kiranmay ma'am, can you stop the screen so that I can share the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Yes, ma'am. You can now.
So, good evening, once. This is Dr. Vijaya. I'm a faculty member at National Institute for Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise. And it is one of the pioneer training institution. I can say it is a mother of entrepreneurship under the Ministry of MSME Government of India. Because the institute has been established in the year 1952. So this year we are going to complete 60 years of our celebration of this establishment of the National Institute for MSME. And we are very happy to be associated with Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University for be a part of the webinar on women entrepreneurship, and role is mainly to. So because here, as already Kiranmay madam said, that our government of India is basically it is focusing on this. Modi's vision is make India as a manufacturing hub. Okay, so to become India as a manufacturing hub, that means that we had to manufacture our product at our country so that we are manufacturally strong, so that we can generate more employment opportunities. Because right now we are seeing all over the world developing economies, this micro, small and medium enterprise, it's the backbone of any country's economy. Why? Because we are seeing in the Indian economy, this is a sector which is nearly generating nearly 30% of the contribution to the country's GDP. And this sector nearly generating 114 million employment opportunities in our economy. And also, so that is what we can say it's a key engine for the economic growth of any country's economy. So this is the motive of our government, especially focusing on creating this startups and enhancing the skills of the youth, because we are seeing about the right now the census report of the Indian economy, wherein nearly 60% of the population coming into the youth. Okay, when the youth are generating the productive income, so it will be generally leads to the development of the economy in terms of country's GDP. So this is the major motive of the government, is mainly focusing on creating an entrepreneurial opportunities and make them to start up their own enterprise, so that it will lead to the development of the country's economy point of view. So in this perspective only, we are also conducting various awareness workshops and series of entrepreneurship development programs for the youth and also the technology graduates. So in order to take up the entrepreneurial activities so that they become the job creators. Because here as a trainers, our duty is to make them as job creators, not the job seekers. So I hope this webinar is also a part of creating an entrepreneurial opportunity to enhance, to create awareness about what is the women entrepreneurship and what will be the role of startups in generating the employment opportunities, and it will be lead to the export promotion and also the development of the economy. So in this perspective, today I will give you this information regarding the women entrepreneurship and also the schemes, especially for designing for the development of the women by the both central government and the state government point of view. Okay, so I just want to share my screen. So the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So already Kiranmay madam has enlightened about what is an entrepreneurship and also the types of entrepreneurs, everything. But before going to the women entrepreneurship, I just want to add a few points. Because see, when you want to start up any enterprises, I can say that there should be a huge difference between the business and the entrepreneurship. Because the entrepreneur is the one who always focusing on the innovation. Because he has to come up with a new innovative idea, which he creates a uniqueness in the market. Because many type of the business are taking place in the market, but what is your uniqueness in going through particular type of the business, we can call him as an entrepreneur. Because when he is coming up with a new innovative idea, he has to face the huge risk. Okay, because we can say that's why he should be a risk taker. Entrepreneur, he is an innovator and a risk taker, because whatever the innovation that he has led into the market, it may be accepted by the target customers or not. If they have not accepted by the target customers, he has to face the huge risk. Okay, so like we are seeing about the example, like from the Hindustan Unilever, it is having a huge brand image in the market. But if you see the products from the Hindustan Unilever, like a Fair and Lovely, that is for the women fairness, and the same model, they can come up with the men's point of view, like a Fair and Handsome. But if you see the sales of both the products, we see the Fair and Lovely sales will be in an upper trend. And when we see the sales of the Fair and customers, because here we are seeing about the Fair and Lovely, it is for the women fairness, because women give more preference for the fairness. So that's why the sale of the product is very high. But when you're coming to the other category, like a man, where that doesn't give that much preference when compared to the woman for the fairness. So that's where the product sales will be falling down. So though the company is having a brand image and it is having a great advertisement through the great brand ambassadors also like Shah Rukh Khan, so the sales of the company's product has been falling down. So that is because whatever the new innovation that has been led into the market, that has not been accepted by the target participants. So in such a case, the firm has to be, the entrepreneur has to take a huge risk. So that is what the major thing. First of all, we can enlighten any individual who wants to take up an entrepreneurial activity. He should come up with a new innovative idea. Okay, like if I want to start a bakery, it is a normal business activity. But within that, if you see the present market scenario, like because of the COVID pandemic, we can say that the economy got disrupted. Okay, majority of the industries got been affected because of the COVID pandemic scenario. But in spite of this disruption is also leading to creating an opportunities in the market. We are seeing about the few sunrise industries, like booming industries in the present scenarios, like pharma, healthcare, agro and food processing, digital platforms, like digital e-commerce portal. So there is a huge opportunities has been taking place in the market. If I'm taking, they want to focusing on more nutritious products. Though we are having a big, which has been developed with any millet-based product, which is more nutritious, okay, which can be available at lesser price when compared to the other product, so that you can introduce your innovative product into the market. So that is what the new innovation, that whatever is existing in the economy, wherein you have to add your own innovations, that basing upon the market demand. Because always we can say running a business is a long-term perspective. Okay, and applying the strategy is for the short term, because the strategy will be changes from the time to time. Right now, because of the COVID scenario for the last 2 years pandemic, we are facing huge problems. So not only a common individual, it will be for the companies which are having a huge turnover also facing the problems because of the pandemic situation. Okay, so how to sustain in the market and how to survival in the market is very important for the individual to the organization and the industry point of view also. So in such a case, taking a new entrepreneurial activity, which is a new innovative and which is having a huge risk, it should be a great challenge for the individual, those who want to take up an entrepreneurial activity. So that is why for always we can say, to become a successful entrepreneur, you need to have a passion. Because always we will suggest the individual, when you have a passion to start up your own enterprise, because somebody is saying that the business is having a demand, so I can go with that, that will not be lead to be successful. So you need to have a passion to start up your own enterprises. And always we need to have a right and positive attitude. And we should always be flexible to change. Like last 2 years, we are facing the problem of this pandemic. So when we are seeing about the food processing industries, like when we are seeing about the restaurants got much affected because people are restricted on to the home food. Okay, so in such a case, so if they're shutdowning their operations, they can close a business. But instead of that, they're applying this supply chain management strategy, like they want to serve the food at home. Okay, so delivery at home. So from the various famous hotels, see if I want to get a food from the famous hotel, I have to go there. But because of the lockdown and situation, we are unable to go outside. So we can order and we can get the food at home. Okay, so that is a strategy these people are following in order to serve in their particular existing business point of view. So always we should be flexible to change the situation, what is happening, because we are all knowing about the business cycles, because we need to have a different phases. So there should be demand for some phase, and always again it should be going for a recession. Okay, so that recession again we need to recover. Okay, we need to apply the strategies in such a way that we need to recover, and again we have to sustain in the market situation. So this is very, very important for an entrepreneur who want to be successful in the present market situation. Okay, and he should be innovative and he should be multitasking. So that is what we will suggest, that if you are technically sound, also you should be very thorough with the fundamentals. It is not like everyone have be perfect with the finance, everyone will be perfect with marketing or management skills. Though they are having a technical skills also, they should understand the basic information regarding the finance, marketing, production and promotion point of view. Then only they can be successful in the business. Because if I'm technically sound, my business idea is having a viable in the market also. If I doesn't know how to promote my product, what are the promotional strategies? Okay, how to get a finance for my product? Because finance is the lifeblood of any business or activity. Okay, if you doesn't have that knowledge, you cannot be sustained in the market. You cannot be step one again when you want to proceed in your business point of view. So that's why we always suggest that you need to have a passion. You should come up with a new innovative idea. Right now, we are seeing about the recycling. Okay, recycling of waste in all the sectors. Okay, so right now, if I'm saying about I'm running a stationery shop, it's generally a business. But we are seeing about the banana plant, like where we are having, except the fruits, everything stem, everything will be a like that should be a waste. So that waste you can be recycling and come up with a new innovative product. Like if you come up with a paper, if you come up with other products, so that should be your innovative idea. Because people always find out, because if I coming up with new product, always my competitors are there in the market. Then how can you meet your competitors? How can you sustain in the market? This is very, very important, those who want to start up any business or entrepreneurial activity. So these factors are very important. You need to be considered when you want to succeed in the business point of view. And these are the very important aspects also we need to take into consideration when you want to set up any enterprises. Because first of all, we always say that you need to have a passion to start your business. So when you are having an actual passion and you see that whatever the motivation is there for you to start your business, that should be for long-term perspective, you need to find out all these aspects. Like whatever the product you want to come into the market, whether the product is having a demand in the market or not. Because basing on the demand only, you can go for your production. If whatever the product you want to go with that, if it is obsolete in the market, you cannot be sell your product. Okay. And you always quantify your market size. What is the demand in quantity? And you have to see what will be the economic factors. We can see what will be the income range and employment rate. Okay. And we always see the geographical location and what pricing we need to be adapt in order to meet our competitors. So always we suggest them, if you want to select any entrepreneurial activity, first you have to do a market survey. Basing upon the market survey, we have to find out whether whatever the product I want to come up, whether it is having a demand or not. Let's see an example of Reliance Jio also. Though it is having a huge brand image in the market also, when Jio has been introduced, they have come up with a strategy of giving a free. Okay, so they are giving a free things to the public, so that once the public get addicted with that particular free service, so now earlier it became like a $299, now $399, later on $499, $599. Right now it is $700 also. We are coming addicted with that particular Jio services only. Because once the people are addicted with that particular services, so they can continue with utilizing that particular product only. So that is what the companies and the firms, when they can come up with giving a samples, giving a free service, like we are seeing as in Netflix also. So they will give one month free subscription. Okay, because if I go with free service, when the people will have a perception, when it is free, people immediately they will attracted to that. Okay, so if I'm using it for 1 month or 2 months, I can habituate it. Later on, I want to continue, for that I have to pay. Okay, so these are the strategies. They have to see whether your product is having a demand in the market or not. What is your customer's base for your product? And you have to see the field survey also. Like if I'm choosing a particular industry also, you have to see, you have to visit such type of fields to find out what are the estimates. Because we are saying that when you want to set up, you can't blindly say that if I want to set up a unit, I require 1 crore. Because later I will give you the information regarding the schemes where you will approach a banker. We need to have a clear estimates. What is your capital requirement? How you are going to manage your funds? How much of working capital is required for you to continue your day-to-day operations? Okay, so this all understanding you can get it by knowing with the field studies, where you can visit similar industries where similar type of products has been manufactured, where you can estimate what is their technicalities and what is their financials and how they are managing the funds, so that they are reaching their above the break even. because after crossing your break even only we can start generating the margins, as we are knowing that. Okay, so these are all the beginner's point of view. Like before setting up of your enterprise, you have to do a market survey, you have to do a field survey, and wherein whatever the queries you are getting from your target customers, you do have a consultation with your experts. Okay, what best can I have to put in my product so that my product is competitive in the market? And always we have to see our competitor strategy, how they are forming and how they are coming up with a pricing strategy and how they are promoting the product. Okay. Along with, we have to see what is the government policies and procedures, because every state will have its state industry policies. We are seeing about in the Telangana state, we are having Telangana industrial policy, where we are having come up with TSI costs. Like where once you registered as an industry, so you can get all the services from the government point of view side. When you want to set up an enterprise, what are the legal formalities and also the licenses as required in setting up of your business, because all these are the groundwork you have to be done when you want to set up an enterprise's point of view. And before going to the schemes also, so when I want to talk about the government schemes, basically we need to have an understanding about this micro, small and medium enterprise. So every country will have its definition for the micro, small and medium enterprise, because this definition will give you an enlightenment that whether I can be able to eligible under that particular government scheme or not. Okay, how much money I can get it under the particular scheme. Okay, so and how can I categorize myself whether I'm a micro, small and medium enterprises. Okay, so earlier, see, usually we can say it is before Christ and after Christ, but right now in the pandemic economy, we can say before COVID and after COVID. So before COVID, we are having a MSME definition is mainly basing upon how much money we have invested in the plant and machinery. Okay, basing on that, we are classifying into both manufacturing and service sector. And we are having a how much investment we made in plant and machinery, wherein we have to go for micro, small and medium enterprise. But after COVID, the government has come up with various reforms. You people are knowing about Atmanirbhar 30 lakhs crore package, wherein nearly 6 lakhs crore package they have given for micro, small and medium enterprise. And one of the most important reform is they have revised the definition of MSME. If you see the earlier definition, maximum of 10 crores will be come for the micro, small and medium enterprise. Because of the revised definition, it has been revised. Now nearly 150 crores they comes under the micro, small and medium enterprise. And earlier we are classifying basing upon their how much money they have invested in the plant and machinery. But right now they have, along with that, they have included annual turnover also. Because if you are an authorized MSME, then how can you know that you are an authorized MSME? There should be an Ujjam registration is there. So if you register under the Ujjam, you will get an Ujjam number. So that number will you give an authenticity that you are a registered MSME. Because if you want to avail any benefit under the government scheme subsidies, you need to have a Ujjam registration. Okay, so that should be a very simple process wherein you have to give your basic information so that will generate the Ujjam registration number. Okay, so that's the basic point for beginners to when you are starting up of an enterprises. You need to have a clarity that which type of business you want to start and whether you want to start your individual or whether you want to start with your partner. And later you have to generate the Ujjam registration for your business. And later on you have to get the various registrations and legal licenses which is required in starting up of your business point of view. So this is a common for all, like whether you are a man or a woman, whether it is for both for an entrepreneur's point of view. But here we are focusing on the woman entrepreneur. See, always as a woman, we are seeing that we need to balance our life, both our career and also our family. Because we need to give a preference for both our family and also for the career point of view. So if a household, if she wants to have a great idea, we are seeing about right now, the household woman, so they have come up with a new innovative idea, like we are seeing about earlier in YouTube. Okay, we doesn't have that much YouTube followers. Okay, right now people grab the opportunity, like because everybody is watching the Facebook and YouTube. So if they want to know a special dish, they want to search in the YouTube. What are the different things will be there? Okay, so if they are specialized in cooking, so they are using that channel as a base in generating the income. It is not like that setting up of a business. It is not like that you need to manufacture something, you need to sell something. You have to come up with your own idea, which is required for the target customer. So wherein it will be resulting in generating the income. So women have that caliber. Okay, women have that hard work and other skills. So that's why right now, because of the schemes and the support from the government, so the women with the participation in the entrepreneur activities has been increased when compared to the last 5 years. We have seen that nearly 15 million entrepreneurs are in the Indian economy, wherein nearly 13%, wherein 13% will be the women entrepreneurs. Okay, because they want new challenges and they want new opportunities for their self-fulfillment. Because always we can say that financial independence is very, very important for a woman, because always we should not be dependent upon the other family members. Okay, we have to take up your own activities. For that, we need to have a self-generating income. So this is a major focus on whether they want to start up their own income-generating activities by setting up of their business. So right now, if we are seeing about the women, so basically they are giving the major priority of women. They want to go for general industry, okay, general products, and wherein 29% of the women, they have entered into the general type of the business, because general includes all, like which is starting from the micro to the small enterprises. So which comes under like your agro and food processing industries and small manufacturing industries. And specific industries, the participation of women is very, very less. And we are seeing about, when I'm talking about, in the earlier also Kiranmai madam has given the successful women entrepreneurs. So where in the, we can say the succession planning, like the family members is having a business where they can continue as a leaders. So, okay. So, and there are other pull factors where some of the cases, what is happened, some educated women, when they are living in the urban areas, so they want to take up a activity of which is involving their risk. So with the help of the financial institution and the banks, because right now in the session, I'm giving you some schemes for the women also. So as an educated woman, when I'm having a knowledge about these are the schemes and benefits we are getting from the government point of view for a financial and also the promotional point of view. So it will be a pull factor for them in setting up of their enterprises. And along with the pull factor, there should be some push factors out there. Because if I require income to sustain my, making my family to be sustained. Okay, so in such a case, definitely they have to do something so to generate their family income. Okay, so, and we are also seeing about the rural entrepreneurs. So where they are having it belonging to the rural areas and they want to set using their resources and knowledge. Okay. And I also share my experience, like we are also as a trainers, we have a visit to the Indonesia to understand how the SME development in that particular country. We see Indonesia is a small part, like when compared to the India, it is just like one state population is there in Indonesia. But whatever the strategies they're adapting for sustainability of small and medium enterprise, they have given more priority for their own community products. We have seen right now in India, we are seeing about the concept of one district and one product. But this concept has been established and they have been followed in their countries last so many years onwards, wherein they have come up with the concept of OVOP, one village, one product. If you see the countries like Bangkok, Thailand, Indonesia, and other countries, they have implemented this one village, one product, because every village which have its own village specific products. So, okay, so they want to give a priority to in developing that community-based product so that the people, those who are living in that community, so they get employment. And at the same time, their product got promoted and their product has been getting sold in the economy. So that's why when we have visited the Indonesia officials, so everyone is wearing a boutique dresses. Boutique dress is their national product, like khadi is our national product, like both officials has to wear the boutique dresses only when they're in official meetings. So we have getting confused why they have wear, all of them have wear boutique, because they made it mandatory to wear their boutique products, because that will attract the others. Why these people are having wearing that only, that is indicating that that will be attracted in other parties so that they can also going for getting that particular products point of view. So what they're doing, they want to promote that product, okay, so that others then can come and sell the products. That's why right now in our government of India motive also, vocal our product to the local. So that is not only knowing about the information of our product, make our product globally known, so that our product is getting demand not only in the national, and it's also having a benefit in the international markets. Okay, so already we have told that being in women entrepreneurs, always they will be work hard. So they have a capacity of profit earning, and mostly they can go for imaginative, because women is having a very creative skills. So within the limited resources, how best I can utilize the resources so that I can get an efficient production. So, and again, we may have a question like, why they become an entrepreneur? So they become economically independent. They should not depend upon the others. So they can establish their own enterprises so that they can have their own identity in the market. And they have the risk assuming abilities, and they have a very good, they can build the confidence. And the most important thing is women is more dedicated to the work. Okay, so whatever the work they are taking up, they can put 100% efforts in achieving that particular task. So that is what the major important thing. Hard work and dedication is very important, as the qualities are inbuilt with the woman, so that it can be very much useful for them when they're setting up their enterprises point of view. Okay, and these are the qualities required for women entrepreneurs, because always, whether the men or women, they have to accept the challenges, and they have to flexible to change, and they need hard work, and they should be adventurous. Okay, and they should be educated, and they should be intelligent. And so, as I already told, that these are the tips when they want to start up their own women entrepreneurs. The first of all, they need to have a passionate about that particular business, and they have to do a market survey about the product, and they have to explore the market. Basing on that, they have to develop a business plan. Okay, for that, they need to take in a consultation with the professionals, and so that they can execute the big vision. So these are very important when a woman want to set up their small business point of view. And these are the facilitating factors already we have discussed. Like, they need an adequate financial facilities. Okay, so because setting up of an enterprise basically requires a capital. Okay, but basically women is depending upon their family members. So they need a moral support and from the family members. So in order to invest their own savings in the business. Okay, and always they need to have an innovative thinking about the product. And this is a small survey wherein we can say that 50% of the women are happy being entrepreneurs. Okay, and wherein nearly 20% they have to start their business to follow their passion. And but these are the entry barriers when women want to enter, like sectors like a transport, real estate, automobiles. Okay, because they pose a strong entry barriers for the women to enter into that particular type of the business point of view. And every business, we always say that you have to do a SWOT: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Okay, when we are talking about the women, there is a lot of opportunities are there because they have risk-taking ability, and they can be able to manage the things in a better way. Okay, and they may have a challenges, and they are facing many problems. So if I'm talking about the problems, first thing we can discuss like a shortage of finance, because when I want to run my business, I require my long-term funds and my short-term funds to meet my working capital requirement. Okay, because they are depending upon the others, it is very difficult for a woman to get a loan from the banks also, because first of all, they feel that woman is depending upon the family, like husband or the family members. Okay, if they are giving a loan, how much guarantee that they can repay the interest and principal on time? Okay, and more thing is like a raw material. Okay, so when you are selecting a particular type of the product, it is very difficult. Sometimes it is very difficult to procure the raw materials when such type of any contingencies will be taken place. And marketing facilities and competition and cost of production and family responsibilities. So because of all these problems, so the government has come up with various schemes. Okay, so in that, these are the various schemes the government, especially from Ministry of MSME, is offering for the entrepreneurs. So wherein there are special schemes that are offered for the women. So this is the small scheme which is offered for the micro and small enterprises, like a Mudra Scheme. Okay, Mudra stands for Micro Development and Refinancing Agency. So it's a collateral-free loans. Okay, so wherein you can get a financial assistance from 5 lakhs to 50,000 to 10 lakhs. Okay, and these are there are basically three types of Mudra loans are there, like a Shishu, Kishore, and Tarun category. In Shishu category, you can get a loan up to 50,000, and it will be suitable for the micro units. And Kishore category, a loan cover of up to 5 lakhs, and Tarun category, it is up to 10 lakhs. And these are the basic documents are required when you want to approaching for a Mudra loan. And another more important scheme, which is for basically designed for the women and SC/ST entrepreneurs, is Startup India. So this scheme is especially for the women and SC/ST entrepreneurs. And this scheme is under this scheme. So the finance will be given only for the going for the first time ventures. That means those who are setting up of their business for the first time in the field of manufacturing, service and trading sector. And eligibility will be like already I told, like SC, ST and women entrepreneurs. So there is no specific education qualifications required, but the eligibility will be for a specific category like a woman and SC, ST. Okay, and here the loan will be up to 10 lakhs to 1 crore, and the repayment of loan will be like 7 years with a maximum moratorium period of 18 months. Apart from that, madam is also told under the schemes information like a trades, like a trade related entrepreneurial assistantship and development. So these are the subsidy schemes under the Startup India scheme. And one more is like a skill upgradation and quality improvement and Mahila Koir Yojana. Okay, so these are the schemes the government of India is giving the financial assistance to the women. Okay, and one more is like a credit guarantee trust scheme for the micro and small enterprise where you can get a loan assistance up to 2 crores. So this is for the finance. But if I want to promote my product, so the government has come up with a new digital modes, like introducing a GEM. There is a government e-marketplace and central public procurement portal. So wherein what the government is doing, whatever the public and government, central government ministries and PSUs, whatever is their annual procurement, 25% mandatorily they have to procure from MSMEs, wherein 3% they have to procure from the women entrepreneurs. Because as a woman, if you are setting up of an enterprise, if you want to promote your product to the government organization, you have to register under these portals, like a GEM portal and CPP portal, so that you become a seller. So whenever any central government institution or the PSUs, they are required in need of that particular product, so they can have to approach through GEM portal only, so that it will be useful for you in participating in the government tenders and also the government procurement point of view. And one more important, like marketing. I said the finance, procurement and marketing is the major problems wherever it may be, whether it may be men or women entrepreneurs are facing in the present scenario. And especially for the women point of view, if they want to promote their products, okay, and basically rural women, so they are facing a problem of digital literacy. They doesn't know how to use the digital technologies and digital modes in promoting their products. So for that only, the Ministry of Child and Labour Welfare, so they have come up with a new platform like a Mahila E-Hat. Okay, Mahila E-Hat is a online market platform. It is basically to support the women entrepreneurs. So it is mainly aiming portal. So your product will be displayed in the portal. So those who are in need of that particular product, they directly can approach you, so that you can have a direct contact between both the buyer and the vendor. So these are the activities that has been introduced by the government of India to support the women in financial assistance, either in the marketing and also in the promotional point of view. And to support the entrepreneurs, the government has several institutions like MSME DIs, like development institutions are there. Every district, there is a district industry centers are there. Okay, and National Small Industry Corporation, NSIC, it will mainly support you in raw material assistance and also your financial assistance for purchasing of machinery. And there are various tool rooms and technology centers are there for upgradation of your technologies, and especially for the rural people. So there's those who are involved in the Khadi and village industries. So there's a Khadi and village industry commission is there, and we are having a coir board for coir products. So these are the various institutions which will support the MSMEs for getting the finance, for getting the raw material assistance, marketing assistance, and also the technology assistance. And this is the portal has been introduced by the Minister of MSME Government of India, like a Champions portal. So wherein Champion stands for the creation and harmonious application of modern processes for increasing the output and national strength. This Champions portal will give you a complete picture. So, okay, what are the schemes for the startups? What are the schemes for the existing entrepreneurs? How to register under the Ujjam? Okay, if you are facing any problems with your payments point of view, you can give your grievance and redressal cells will be there. Okay, complete nodal officers details will be there, like a state-wise. So if you are having any problems with respect to any activities in your entrepreneur, okay, in a particular production point of view, you can approach the nodal officers. Okay, all the information will be available at Champions portal. Okay, so if you want to give suggestions to any woman or any entrepreneurs, those who want to coming up with an entrepreneurial activity, so they can go into the champions portal wherein they can complete information regarding the entrepreneurship point of view. Okay, so at last I can conclude this that I'm a woman. I don't need anything more because we are completely we are capable and we are strong and we are determined and we are intelligent, we are caring and we are beautiful. Okay, as we are having having all these qualities. So, and one more important thing, as I already told that women is more hard work and dedicated to her work. Okay, so we are ready to face the challenges, but the thing is we have to take a passion to set up our own enterprises so that we become we will have a recognition in the society. Okay, and it is also our social responsibility in creating an employment opportunities in the economy point of view. Okay, so this is what I just want to give you the information regarding the women entrepreneurship and scheme assistance from the governments, not only for the finance and also for the marketing and also the procurement point of view. So with that, I just want to conclude my session. So if you are having any queries, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Vijaya. The queries and questions will be reserved for the last. But your PPT, the participants want you to share the PPT. So kindly share the PPT with Kiranmay Madam. We will send it across to the participants. Now I request.
Sure, sir. Sure, I will share. And once again, thanks to Kiranmay Madam and also the management of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University for giving me the opportunity to be the part of this webinar. And thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Dr. Vijay, I request you to please stay with us.
Sure,
the participants would be asking questions.
Sure, sir.
Now, I now request Dr. G. Sudarshan Garu to please share his talk with the participants now. Mr. Sudarshan.
Sir, Sudarshan sir will join in 2 minutes. I'll just call him. Please wait.
Yes, yes, ma'am. Meanwhile, if the participants have got any questions, because we still have time for the resource person to join with us, I think Dr. Madhuri has got a question. She has raised her hand. Dr. Madhuri, would you like to unmute yourself and talk?
Hello?
Yes, yes, Dr. Madhuri.
Hello?
Yes, Dr. Madhuri.
Yes, sir. Sudarshan has a team. He will continue. Okay, we'll have the Q&A session later, if possible.
Yeah, Dr. Madhuri will first listen to Dr. Sudarshan and then we can have the question and answer session, please.
Sure, sir.
I now request Mr. Sudarshan to carry on with this presentation.
Sir, you are in unmute. Or you are in mute.
Thank you.
Unmute change.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Okay, I'm Gadam Sudarshan. Recently, I've initiated a startup incubation center, which we are supporting the incubators startup. Okay. Now, before starting the session, I want to understand how many are already into entrepreneurship or interested to start, because my training is different. I doesn't have a PPT nor I do anything. I want to go it in a practical way. Just raise the hand or put any chat box, anything, because we have only 40 minutes time.
Yes, sir.
No one. Yogesh, are you there? Sriram Pawan, Ken Raj, T Rajni, Sridhar. Yeah, I'm asking you something. I want everyone to respond. Sridhar, are you there? T. Rajni? Srikant? Srikant Rachakonda?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm in the line.
Good, thank you.
Good evening to all. Sir.
Yeah.
Ask me, sir.
Oh, okay. One person responded. Sridhar Nagendra Kumar? Zinat? B. Sunita? B. Sunita?
I request the participants to respond, please.
Yeah, I'll just tell you certain points. See, I will be completing the class by 5:40, 5:45 or whatever it may be. Because we people are come from a educated family and we do have certain respect to the teachers who are sitting in front of us. They are gurus of us. And I want to tell you whom you're duping to. Just you're on the joined and not listening. No one will, nothing will be a loss to anyone, only for you people. Okay, the effort what we are keeping, the effort what college management keep to conduct this program. This is my first time in my life where we have planned 3 months before. I'm in a doubt whether I'm there. I actually want to leave this organization by January itself. That was the reason I never committed, but after February, I'm just there. So 3 months back, this program has been finalized. Speakers has been finalized and everything. But the students who are sitting in front of me now in online are not responding. Thank you very much. I'm G. Sudarshan. My name is there. Actually, it's Dr. E. Vijay. Okay, so I'll just go with that. At least the people are there who can understand, we can go with it. Okay. Now, the point is, generally, we used to hear a word called entrepreneurship or business. Now, every time we want to have a new name so that it can be very catchy, so that it can pitch to the market. Now, the government of India has started a word called startup. It is in the year 2016. The government of India has started a platform called Startup India website. Startup India. Now it has a number of features. Now, what is the difference between an entrepreneurship and startup? See, entrepreneurship, anyone can start a small business, anyone. But the government of India has given a definition of startup, which can be scalable and commercialized. Now, which has a capacity, any product which is with innovation. Second, and which has a capacity to scale up and commercialize, that can be considered as startup. Now, when I'm looking into this, how do I recognize, how do I know this is a startup? Now, when I say entrepreneurship, there is no requirements. I start any business from my home or whatever it may be. No need to have a documentation, no need to have any registration copy. Just I go to the website called Udyam Registration, which is free of cost. And I can just register from Udyam Registration and take a copy of it. And I start from my room. And that is, I can start my business. That's called entrepreneurship. But startup, the government of India has given a definition. It says that it should not be 2 years old or 10 years. It should be started and it should not be 10 years old organization. The moment it is 10 years old, it ceases to be a startup, because the reason why startup is saying there are a number of benefits from the government of India. So it should not be 10 years old. Second, it should not cross 100 crores turnover at any given point of time. Okay, 100 crores at any given point of time. The moment it crosses, it ceases to be a startup. Second, it should not split from a reorganization. So for example, if I'm running an organization and I think that just to create a startup, I divided it and one part of it, and I'm saying that it's a startup now, that cannot be considered. Second, a startup cannot be a proprietary organization. Proprietary organization cannot be a startup. It can be a OPC, one-person company, or LLP, or a private or limited liability, or a partnership firm. These are the documents which are required to have to recognize as a startup. Now, the moment we do this, how do I recognize this? I'll just share you a small screen so that you can also understand. I'm just sharing the screen. See, this is a startup recognized certificate from the government of India. Now, the moment you submit all the documents, you'll get the certificate as startup. Then from there, you get all the benefits what the startup has to be. Now, what are the benefits? One, I'll get if I am submitting any patent, I can get the patent registration as fast as possible. For an example, Sridhar, are you listening to me? Shweta, Nagendra? Can anyone tell me other than faculty?
Yes, sir. Listen. Yes, sir. Audible,
Nagendra?
sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Audible, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Screen sharing only one screen. One.
You have shared it and closed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Mute yourself. Shweta ma'am, just mute yourself. Okay, thank you. Now, what is the benefit? The first, I request everyone to kindly mute now, please. Yeah. Shweta ma'am.
Sweta ma'am, please mute yourself.
Yeah, thank you. Now, say for an example, what is the benefit of a startup? Especially when we apply for any patent.
Sir, I'll mute all the participants and then you can unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah.
I will mute all the participants from here.
Yeah.
And only you unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Now you unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Now, when we are applying, for an example, if I've started any innovative product and there is an innovation in that, now I feel that now this should submit for a patent registration. I hope everyone know what exactly a patent is. Patent is a registration where we get a uniqueness for a period of 20 years. Generally, when we are applying for any, as a normal person, for a patent, it takes minimum 5 to 6 years. But when we have a startup certificate, it will be, we can get a recognition within 1 year itself. So the government of India said that, okay, you should have a startup certificate. This is one. Second, if I'm applying for any loan, under any particular scheme, like, ma'am was saying credit guarantee, Udyam, Mudra or PMEGP. Now, the process will be very fast because the government of India is recognized as a startup. And third important point is you will be getting a tax exemption. You'll be getting a tax exemption when you have a startup certificate. So these are the basic, requirements for the startup. Now, what is the necessity for me to go for a startup? Because when I feel that my startup is there, my startup is recognized, there are two ways. One, for an example, if I say I've innovated an idea and I started I'm commercializing my business, I've started a small venture of it, then if I doesn't want to continue for it, and immediately I can go for a sale. For example, we say Ola, Uber, whatever it may be, they, or Facebook, whatever, they have just created a startup and they have commercialized it like anything and they started selling it for it. Now, point is, business doesn't mean that you have to continue for a longer time. Startup doesn't mean that you have to continue for a longer time, like for years together. Now you just started a venture and you thought that that is good and you can just put for the valuation, automatically you can select. Okay. So these are the basic things what we require for a startup. Now I'll just show, we'll go with a small website where you will have, because I want to show live. That was the reason I have not used any PPT. Okay. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is a website of Startup India. Now, what you can do is you can just go and log in here as a student, okay? And you have to give you all your details. Now, there is a small, how a startup has been recognized. It should get a certificate from DPIIT, and you can just log into the website. No need to go anywhere. If you have a registration of LLP, limited liability, or a 1PC, OPC, one-person company, or a partnership firm or a private limited company, immediately you can just, along with the documents, you can just like log into this and register for the startup. Okay. Now, here it is. Look at this, a small information. A company should not be 10 years old from the date of incorporation. Okay. I've already told you. Company type, it can be a private limited company, or partnership, or limited liability. And or it should not exceed 100 crores. And I have already told you it should not split any companies. Like, for example, I'm having an organization, I split it just to create a startup that is not allowed us to be a startup. Okay. Now, what are the benefits of it? I'll just, what are the schemes? Here it is. Now, we have a procurement from the government of India. Now, I'm just going directly into the thing because I doesn't want, I'm having only limited time. Now, when I created a startup, the major problem with me is finance, and the major problem with me is sales. Am I clear to everyone? Anyone is listening to me? At least one, please. Only one.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Audible.
Thank you. Thank you. Now,
Yes, sir.
Now, the major problem with any startup is getting the funding. Now, today, getting a funding from the startup, it doesn't require any hardship, because maximum government people are supporting for the startups, especially, and they're venture capitalists. I hope there are a number of programs which is going on the TV also. If at all you have a chance to pitch your business idea, then that will be great. And I want to tell you, I have initiated a startup incubation center in my campus at NIMSME. Now we are providing all the necessary support, like, we are providing a place where a startup can come and plug in and play. We are providing an infrastructure like, internet, computer, and technological support with the various government institutes. Now, for example, if you want any technological support regarding food processing, we are tied up with CFTRI. If you want anything from IICT, we have chemical technology, CCMB. So a number of government institutions we have tie-up. So if anyone is interested, you can ping us, or you can just talk to us. We will be providing that kind of support. Now, the funding is also provided by us, supported by us, not provided by us, to what are the documents required. So this is a major portion of it. Now, the moment I get a funding and I start manufacturing the product, and when I want to sell my product, how do I do that? How do I do that? Because I doesn't know the client. I'm very new to the business, and I doesn't have clients who can buy my product. No need to worry. We have a website called GEM, Government E-Marketing. It is a website where it will help us, especially for the startup. It is open for everyone. It is open for everyone, but it is especially for startups also. Now, the moment you get certified as startup and you have a GST certificate, then immediately you can go to the website called GEM and upload into that. And the moment you upload all your products, your bank details, and your pricing factor and everything, you start getting the orders from the government of India. Now, what is the benefit? For example, if I'm going to any private agency and selling my product, now he'll ask what is the authenticity that why should I purchase from you? The invoice copy what you have received from government of India by supplying the material, that will be a goodwill to that. So you can show to them. So the moment I started supplying to the government, then automatically my business will be increasing. So that is there with the normal business people also, but especially for startups, it is designed and it's given a certain percentage. The government of India said that at least 20 or 30% for the people, the government who is doing, it should be procured from the startups itself. Okay. Now you can just directly go to this, apply for it, and then you can get benefit of it. Okay. So this is one major schemes what I want. Now, okay. Now the other benefit is we have an incubation facility. What does an incubation mean? Now we take a raw person, and we'll provide all the necessary inputs to him, and then we will make him as a startup incubatee, and we'll give it to the market. What is the benefit? Now, there are certain incubators which are taking the support of Government of India. The moment you approach incubator, they will provide you a place and plug in and play, and they'll help you out to pitch your business idea to a number of individuals, like venture capitalists and government also. They can get a funding from DSC, Department of Science and Technology. I'll just show you what Andhra Pradesh is doing in this regard. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir.
Visible.
Yes, sir.
Visible.
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
1 minute. One second. What is the screen? It is reimagining Andhra Pradesh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, this is incubation facilities from the Andhra Pradesh government. Okay. Now they have certain supports, especially for the people who are interested to start up a special startup in Andhra Pradesh, which is education, healthcare, agriculture, good governance. Now, they will be providing the capital to you people. They will be providing the capital. They will be providing a necessary infrastructure. They will be providing vendor support, like, if at all you want to sell. They'll also provide you a international support, like, for example, if at all you want to participate in any international exhibition along with your support, they can support you without, the moment I go to any abroad countries and sell my product. Now we require boarding and lodging, all the, there's a certain expenditure which is involved. Now what they do is they will help us to, with the support of NSIC, they will help us to refund 85% of the amount what we have spent on boarding and lodging and presentation in any exhibition. So this is a support from, especially for when we are doing it in incubation. See, the reason why I have not gone for the PPT again is, see, we have a venture capitalist scheme. Okay, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now,
It's visible.
we have,
Visible.
yeah, we have, every industry or every department have a specialized scheme for startups. Okay, now we have science and technology, electronics, finance. You talk about health and welfare, industries, home affairs, whatever it may be. There is a specialized scheme for startups. So the reason if at all you're interested, you could just go into that, look into that. If any doubts, you can approach us. Now we have a venture capitalist scheme. It's especially for the startup. The Government of India has registered certain venture capitalists. Now, the moment you prepare your business plan and you can just submit to the Government of India Startup India portal, you can just they will support you with venture capitalists. They will come down and they look at your business model and they start investing in your company. So this is the best feature of especially for startup. Second, if I'm submitting any patent nationally, Now, the moment I've submitted a patent, I've already told you, if I am submitting a patent in India, like, any recognition, there is every chance of getting a support from the government of India to submit the patent in international, that is across 180 countries. Now, that is a huge, why? Because the moment I submit a patent, automatically I'll get recognized in 180 countries. Now, we have a Stand Up India scheme where government of India is supporting with certain funding, where I'll be getting a certain subsidy of at least 50 to 60% the moment I get a loan. So this Startup India, I request everyone to kindly look at. Now, other than that, we also have a single point registration scheme. What does it, a single point registration scheme mean for? Now, for example, generally, if at all I want to start any business, I have to go each and every department, to submit the documents to get the licenses. No need to do that. If you submit all the documents to one department, they in turn circulate to all the departments and they get one registered at one place at once go. So that is the best for you people. For an example, if I want to take a labor license, if I want to take a food license, if I want to take a trade license, everything, I have to go each and every department, not required. Go to one DIZ, District Industry Center, submit your startup certificate and submit there. They in turn circulate to all the departments and they'll get the all the documents registered at one place and give it to you. So that is the best part, especially. Now, apart from that, we have if anyone is interested, especially for dairy entrepreneurship, there is a specialized scheme. They will help you out to get the funding from the government, especially from NABARD. And the moment you get, they'll also provide you all the necessary infrastructure for you also. Okay. Now, if anyone is interested, biotechnology, there is when I'm talking college, if you are interested, especially to start up an incubation center in your college campus, if you can approach a biotechnological ignition grant, they'll provide you up to the tune of 1 crore, ma'am. And apart, the benefit is you can in turn train the students and the student can get also the support of financial support from under this category. Now, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, as my ma'am was saying, it's coming to that, where we get a loan up to 10 lakhs without any collateral security. Now, the documents required for this especially was, if I'm having the startup certificate, that's great. Second, my Udyam registration, my PAN card, my Aadhaar card, and my bankable project report. These are the documents which is required to get the loan, and you will be getting a loan with below 10 lakhs from this Mudra scheme. Now, if SIDBI is also supporting with finance, now if at all you want to have a loan up to 1 or 2 crores or 3 crores, now generally what will happen, there are certain schemes. The moment you submit a loan above 1 crore, you are unable to get a loan without any collateral security. Now, this support will be given by SIDBI. You can approach them directly. Now, most importantly, if I say for an example, I'll just go. I'm just deviating from the topic, but because it's very, very important. Now, generally, what will happen is if I am an entrepreneur based on technology. Now, what will happen is, as an individual, my knowledge is very limited. Now, I'm only accessible to certain technologies, but how do I get more? How do I develop my product? So we have a technology resource centers. I'm deviating from the topic because to provide the information to you people. We have a technology resource centers. What they do, they have a huge machinery which is available. Now, for example, if I talk about any industry, if I talk about tool rooms, if I talk about electronics, electricals, mechanical or food processing, whatever, for every department, there is a technology resource centers. For every department, there is a technology resource centers. Now, what is that they do? They have the huge machinery which is there with them. Now, you have a business idea, you have a small startup idea, go to them, approach them and say that, sir, I want to develop my product. Now, they'll talk to you, and once they're satisfied with your explanation, they'll provide you the place that you can just use the machinery, you develop your product and start commercializing it. Now, they charge very, very minimum part. Apart from that, they'll also have a maximum information like technologies, what are the technology which are new technology which is available in the international market, and what are the who are the suppliers of that, who are the consultants where you can take a support from them so that you can commercialize your business. So this is again a part of innovation. So all technologies, there will be support from them. Now, we have a new generation entrepreneurship development, new gen ID. Ma'am, I hope Ambedkar institutions might be having that. If not, you can apply under new gen innovation entrepreneurship. They're giving the grants to set up an incubation center, especially for the organization. And then organization can support the students with the new innovations. If anyone is pitching your innovation idea from your startup, you can recommend them. So that will be a benefit for the student, because as a student, as a startup, I cannot go directly. I have to go through institutions only. So I request New Gen Innovation and Entrepreneurship, you can just look into the guidelines. If any support from our side, we are there to support you. Now,
definitely, sir. Thank you. Because we are also planning to start an ED cell.
Ma'am, don't do that. Don't do that now. Don't go for EDC cell. EDC cell is a grandmother, grandfather. Now startup is a baby child.
Yeah, of course.
You do one thing, ma'am. You just start. We will do one thing. Tomorrow, I'll just talk to you. We can start a small startup incubation center, which I've initiated in my campus, and which was also inaugurated. Now I'll just discuss with you. We can be a collaborator.
Definitely, sir. We take your support.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Now we also have an international cooperation scheme. Now what will happen is, say for an example, if I'm developing any product, especially in the technological product, but I want my product to be exposed outside country so that I can get an export orders. Now this international cooperation scheme will help my product to market in abroad countries so that I can get a benefit of that. Okay. Now we have, ma'am, we are also having a special scheme for Aspire. It has been revised. It is called as Livelihood Business Incubator. Now, what is the benefit in this? Now, what you can do is we can identify the need of the society. For an example, if I say there is a huge requirement in electrical industry, or a huge requirement in CAD/CAM, now it is a new thing, innovation, something, or else we look at artificial intelligence or digital design thinking, or whatever it may be. Now, when we have identified that, no, I have to have a partnership with the industry association, saying that, and based on the report, I submit the proposal to the Aspire LBI. Now, what they do, they give a machinery of up to 1 crore. And the moment I set up, they give a component called training amount also, so that I can train the people. Because today, training is very, very important for every individual, even though I'm having a machinery. So training is very important. So you can just take a support from Aspire also. I'm also running you're running an Aspire center in our campus. Okay. Now, self-employment lending schemes by NSIC. I take some minutes over here. Now, the benefit part of NSIC, National Small Industries Corporation, Government of India, is generally what will happen is the moment I start a business, I'm having a doubt, like, who is going to support me for the machinery. Now, NSIC is an organization. It is especially into technological based. They have huge network of all the machinery supplies in their portfolio. Now you approach them, register with them with the amount with mere 5,000 rupees. You have registered. Now you ask, sir, I want to start a business and this is my requirement of machinery. Now what will happen? They will provide you the details of the machinery, what is the price and what is the quality of the material, because machinery is very, very important. Now when I say the person, I can just go and purchase, and I'm confident that what are the machine I've purchased, it's quality. It is as per the standards. Now, this is one. Second important point is, say for an example, I've started my business. Now I require raw material. I'm unable to, judge if I'm going to outside market and purchasing the raw material. Now, the price what I'm paying is perfect, is correct, or I'm paying more. So no need to worry. You go to NSIC and say that, sir, we want raw material assistance. You say raw material assistance, automatically they'll provide you the raw material to you. They have godowns pan. You ask any raw material, they'll be providing comparatively less price than the market. For example, if you have 20,000 per ton, they'll provide you 15,000 only. So this is a benefit. And third benefit, for example, today we people feel that starting the business with machinery is very difficult. Machinery is only 1% of the business, but working capital, day-to-day expenditure, raw material supply is very, very important, because how big your machinery might be, if you doesn't have raw material, you're gone. You have to pay rent, you have to pay salaries, everything you have to pay. So the moment you doesn't have any amount in your pocket to buy the raw material, no need to worry. Go to NSIC, say that, sir, I want raw material support. So what they do, they ask for the bank guarantee. It's very nominal. Just go to the doc, give a bank guarantee to them. Don't give you any money. Go to the vendor where you're purchasing the raw material, buy the raw material, bring the invoice copy and give it to NSIC. Am I clear to everyone? Or I'm going a little bit fast? Anyone, please, other than faculty, please. What happened? Zinat, thank you. At least you are raising a hand. Thank you.
It's fine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Because I should not feel that I'm talking to myself. and it's happening like that. No problem. Now, see, the best part is
No, sir. We are listening.
thank you very much, ma'am. Okay. Now, the best part is generally we doesn't have amount in for purchase the raw material, because that is a problem with every organization. Now, NSIC, what they do is just give them the bank guarantee, go and buy the raw material, give the invoice copies to NSIC. NSIC pay the amount to them. You need not to pay. You come back, you produce a product, sell it in the market. After 1 month, when you're getting back the amount, go to NSIC and refund the amount with very, very nominal rate of interest. Now, what is the benefit? Without having single rupee in my pocket, I've taken 10 lakhs raw material, manufacturer is sold for 13 lakhs, and I paid 50,000 as a rent, as an interest, and 2 lakhs 50,000 is my profit. Now, sir, next, it is a never-ending process. You go every time with to the government of NSIC, they'll be providing the raw material system. That's the best part. This is one. Second important point is, for an example, say today I am having a product and I want to participate in an exhibition. Every year, November 14th, TechMart, it is organized from the government of India. Now, if I, as an individual, if at all I want to go there and purchase, set up an exhibition, there are certain cost is involved. Now, if I'm going through NSIC, but if, say, for example, if I'm incurring an expenditure of 20,000, if I'm incurring an expenditure of 20,000, the moment I come back to my respective place where I've set up my organization, I've submitted my documents, then automatically I'll get 60% of the amount is refunded. That means 12,000 is refunded to me. So I'm encouraged to participate in more number of exhibition and try to showcase my product. This is one. Second important point is, say for an example, if you people are participating in any international exhibition, because if you are starting any business, especially based on technology, now I went to Dubai, I participated in an exhibition. Now I've just informed them, I've incurred an expenditure of 1 lakh, including my boarding and lodging. I came back to the respective place and submitted bills to NSIC. Now, for your utter shock, NSIC will refund 85% for men entrepreneurs and 95% to women entrepreneurs. Now, what I'm saying, I'm providing the support for my entrepreneurs, my mentors. I'm a mentor for maximum people. We are doing that. I'm not doing that. It is very, very real. Because, but you need not to show that how many orders you got, not required. You participate, come back. The benefit is, the moment you participate in an exhibition, at least after some time, you might get orders. So that is the greatest part of the India, because today we know that the rupee and dollar, which is playing a game, we are importing more rather than exporting. What is the benefit? When we import, we have to pay an Indian currency. When we export, foreign currency is coming inside. If foreign currency is coming inside to India, that is a development factor. So as an individual, that it's your responsibility also. So this is one major important point. And NSIC, I request everyone to just go to the website NSIC, and you can just take the information. Now, we have a Coir Udyam Yojana, which is especially for coir-related products. Especially in support, you can get a subsidy. You can get a certain subsidy of 25-35%. If you take a loan of 10 lakhs, for example, if you belong to SC, ST, OBC, women doesn't have any category. If you belong to any rural area, you get a subsidy of 35%. If you belong to urban category, you will get 25% subsidy. What does the subsidy mean? I need not to pay back to any government of India, any person, either to the bank or the government of India. That is a amount which is given from the government of India to encourage me to run the business for a longer time. Now, we are also having a support from procurement of marketing support scheme. For every scheme, we will just look into one scheme. I'm just showing this now. See, the moment we click this, you will get all the information. Now here, what is the benefit? I'm just when I'm talking about tourism department. Okay, if I am starting a business, especially as a startup, especially in travel agents or tour operators or hotels or anything, I have a benefit in this also. Now, what is that? The registration process, eligibility criteria is for the people who have started a business, especially in hoteliers, travel agents, tour operators, and transport operators. Now, this is the best part. Now I can just go and apply into this, then automatically I get the benefit. Now, generally what will happen is if I'm going to any government department physically, I may not get all these benefits. So the government of India abolished everything. Now everything they have put online, because we people are educated. We can just go and log in and just do that. Okay. I want to provide you the details of programs. See, we have now there are a number of challenges which is coming down from the government of India. Now, social startup, animal husbandry, innovation. Now, the benefit is if I participate with mere business idea, I get certain benefits of it. Okay. So I request everyone to kindly look into this, take the benefits of this. Okay. Now we have programs for the startups online. If you are unable to attend any program offline, you can just kindly go to this website. Some programs are very free of cost. You can enroll. The reason I'm unable to show because I'm not registered. Okay, you can enroll in this and you can complete the course and you can get a certificate from the government of India. So here it is. Okay. Now, apart from that, we have a support from various government institutions. Okay. We have, you can just look into this. I'm just showing some startups for your, my screen is visible, ma'am. It is network. It is.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Now there's some startups. I'm just here. It is one. It is a startup biofertilizers. Okay, which has started in February 21, 2022, just recently. Okay. Now, if I want to do it in aerospace, yeah. See, these are all startups, what they have done. I request everyone to kindly go through it. You know, I'll just give you one live example. Now, if my father has constructed a house, ground plus 1. So last 3 months back, 6 months back, I've constructed the second floor and the penthouse. Why I'm saying you this kind of example is, if I'm looking into any startup where I've got an idea, if I'm adding value to adding a value to it, that will be on my name. So that will be on my name. So we have to look into all the people who, on what basis, what was their idea, what was the pitching model, how they started a business with their idea. It's very, it will be very, very simple, but something innovative. That might be an approach. So I request everyone to kindly look into this. Okay. Thank you all. Any more? You can just, I'm leaving it to you people now. If anything is any question and answer, I'm ready to help you out. I want to share you a small thing because I'm not marketing it. I'm conducting a program on startup incubation, startup India innovation, India innovation, which might be in the next week. Okay. It is only 100 rupees fees. We will provide you a certificate from the government of India and the material to you people. Okay. You might be thinking, sir, what is the benefit of NIMSME coming down to this board and to give this program? So that is one benefit I'm going to give you now, which no one on this earth has given to you people. Shall I give? Yes or no? Zinat, ma'am? Sunita ma'am. If anyone is saying yes, at least 5 people say yes, I'll give you.
No, we'll give, sir. Give.
Srikanth sir is given, Zinat ma'am is given 3.
Yeah, please give, sir. Please give, sir.
Only 3 times, only 3 people, boss.
No, sir. No, sir. We want the please give, sir.
Manjil.
We are interested.
Okay. 1 minute.
Even we initiate to our students also to attend that.
Okay. That is the great thing. I'll just give my number also. But here I am giving you something which is very, very. I request everyone look into your chat box.
One minute, sir. Excuse me.
Yeah, please, sir, go ahead.
Sir, I have raised one doubt in the chat box regarding a loan under startup schemes. Government is giving various types of loans for the startup institutions.
Yes.
If anybody intentionally failed to repay that loan, because the sponsors are giving without collateral security up to 10 lakhs.
Yes.
So started and to wind up their organization. Who is responsible for the recovery of the bank loan?
Under startup, you cannot
role
do
of government of India in this?
Sir, under startup, you cannot do like this. Under general entrepreneurship, you can do, but under startup, it's not like this.
No, we can't do like that. But people are intentionally initiated because in my hometown, one bakery is started and they have produced and sold very tasty products. There is no doubt in it. But intentionally, they ran only 1-2 years maximum, sir. 1.5 years exactly. So approximately 2 years. Yes. After that, intentionally they closed. They shut down their organization. And officially, unofficially, from the banks, from the outside, they have taken around 2 crores of loans. From the banks, of at least 1 crore.
Okay.
Then how banks will recover that amount? Because there is no security also.
Sir, 2 crores loan without any collateral security is highly impossible to get, especially for the bakery.
Yeah.
Especially for the bakery, it's highly impossible to get a loan up to 2 crores without any collateral security. You can get a loan up to 10 or 15 lakhs or 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs, not more than that. If your project business idea is viable.
For the 10 lakhs, even for the 10 lakhs amount, what is the role of government in this?
Sir, there is what they do is the moment they fail to pay, it is taken care by DIC, District Industry Center. Okay. They will assess the business and they try to sell to other people and try to recover the amount.
So I may feel it is also one of the reason for enhancing the NPS in India. Now it is 11.5% NPS, non-performing assets from the banks.
Yes, sir.
11.5% it is now.
Yes, sir.
So because of this, Narendra Modi may be privatizing the banks.
Sir,
is it correct, sir?
No, sir. We doesn't want to go into politics. If any TRS person
is not a politics, sir.
No.
But whatever they want to do, they are doing for public.
No, sir. I'll tell you. I'll tell you
repayment.
I'll tell you one thing, sir.
Yeah.
Government is interested in 100 people. If one person is success and started running the business, they have a capacity to take 99 people loss on their head. Because, sir, today, one entrepreneur is creating so much of employment. Listen to me.
Give me some water.
Okay, so he's creating so much of employment. So my point is, in every point, sir, in any house, if there are 4 brothers, definitely one person will be a loss making to the house. It's mandatory.
Yeah.
So as at least in 10 people or 100 people, if one is good, government is happy with it. Because there are a number of things which our government is doing. Now, sir, I'll tell you how much benefits we people are taking from the government in way of subsidies and everything. Now, but when we start working on that, government cannot run like that. The government, yes, that is wrong, but it is the ethics of the individual who is taking the loan. So once we go into that, then it will be a problem. Okay. So yes, sir, what you said is correct. And the banker is taking care. Now, the government of India, you know what is the problem, sir? The moment I sign a document of the loan of any individual, that is liable on the banker's head until his death.
Okay,
until unless his death.
Died. Yeah.
He is taken into consideration. People are taking now. The government is very serious. I'm not sorry talking about this government or that government. They are there. Every government is very serious. Okay. I request everyone to kindly look at the screen. My screen is visible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. My screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, see, I'm having a Google Classroom, which I have 1,000 videos and 10,000 material of every subject. You talk about anything, it is there in this. Okay. I am giving you the classroom link. I request everyone to kindly register with your Google Gmail ID and take the benefit of this.
Sure.
Shall I give or not?
Thank you. Welcome, sir.
Huh?
Shall
I give or not? Tell me.
Please provide, sir.
See, here it is. Everything. For everything, we have videos. For everything, we have PDF material. It is a self-reading material and you can take a benefit of it. So I kept in the chat box. I request everyone to kindly log into this and or else copy. Ma'am, you copy it, ma'am. You copy it and put it in your thing so that you can give it to everyone. So this is my mobile number. And to the information, Dr. E. Vijaya has taken a session to you people here. She is running a program for especially for SC/ST people. It is an offline program. There are a number of trades in this. If you can provide the details, if you can provide the number to ma'am, they can attend the program. It is for 15 days and they can get a central government certificate. So I request everyone to kindly message me. If anyone is interested in especially of this program, here it is. Okay. Now we are open for question and answer, please. Anyone? Either there are two things. One totally understood, one totally is not understood. I think second one is the best. Huh?
I think there are some questions in the chat box, sir, in case you'd like to answer them.
No, it is. Yeah. Sir, okay. Sir, the only thing, maximum question. Sir, please share your contact number and thank you. Yeah. See, Srikanth, sir, regarding you said, I've already answered your question. Answer.
So there is one question from Dr. M. Rajeshwari. What are the prerequisites for a startup to go
for an IPO? Ma'am, startup is not eligible for going for an IPO because the moment it is required certain capital investment, 100 crores. The moment your turnover is crossing, you cease to be a startup. So startup is only a supporting factor to build for a particular time. Once you are self-sustaining and you can exit from the startup portal and you can go for an IPO. Startup cannot go for an IPO at the immediate initial stages. Clear?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, ma'am, tell me.
I have a question.
Please.
If any company registered under Udyog Aadhaar previously, but how many days, how many years it is allowed to make it as a Udyami? Now it is new process. Is it possible to renew it?
March 31st is the last date, and I'm sorry to say, ma'am, it requires only 2 seconds of time, ma'am. 2 seconds to convert. 2 seconds. Go to Udyam registration. Go to the website. Okay. There are three columns. One, second, click that and say that already you have Udyog Aadhaar. Okay. Give that number and fill other details. Okay. Which is already inbuilt. Some details additional you have to fill and press the submit button. And the moment you press the submit button, your Udyog registration is there on your screen. It requires only 2 seconds or maximum 2 minutes.
Website, sir? Website?
Udyamregistration.gov.in. Udyamregistration.gov.in. Any difficulty, you can call me on my number. Tomorrow, I'll do it for you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
My charges are 1 cup of tea virtually. Okay. Okay.
Any more questions from the participants, please? This is the time for you to ask your questions.
One of my students, he asked me this doubt.
No. If you have any, ma'am, I request, I'm open to everyone as a startup incubation in charge regarding any funding about 50 lakhs to 1,100 crores or whatever it may be. We have a good person of angel network. They can do it for you. As a government, I cannot even get 100 rupees for you people. But we have a network because we have built so many years. I'm there almost 15 years I'm into this activity. If anyone is interested to get a loan up to 1 crore, 2 crores, and if a project is viable, kindly ping me. I'll support you to get the things done with a very eminent person. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. And I'm very much happy that Ambedkar Institute, that I could deliver a lecture to Ambedkar Institute. And thank you, ma'am, Kiran ma'am, all others.
Thank you, sir.
Or the professor sitting in front of me. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me an opportunity, and especially word of thanks from my Dr. E. Vijay also, because she's very busy. She's running a program. So she could not join for this question and answer. So thank you very much. Anything, I'm very much available for you people. And just message me, because we keep on conducting the programs so that we might be busy in the classes, and definitely we'll respond to you people. Okay?
Yeah. At the outset.
Questions, sir. Our Deans are also joined.
Yes.
Namaskar,
Professor Pawar also joined.
Sir,
yes. At the outset, am I audible?
100%, sir.
Yes. At the outset, I thank all the participants, speakers, for giving a wonderful lecture and the practical component of it. And I also thank Professor Y.S. Kiranmai, my colleague, and Dr. Rabindranath Solomon, who is also webinar convener and my colleague at the department. And finally, I would like to thank Dr. Vijaya, Madam, for a wonderful lecture on the MSME and all women entrepreneurship and their problems. And also, I thank wholeheartedly to G. Sudarshan Ji for giving very excellent speech on the entrepreneurship and also role of startups. And you also given a lot of inputs, particularly those things which are involved in the process of launching the programs for these kind of startups, particularly at NIMSME, at the National Institute of Micro and Small Medium Enterprises Institute. Thank you very much for delivering the lecture. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think, Dr. Rabindranath Solomon, we can.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
End of the program. Thank you, one and all, for making a program.
One point, Power, on behalf of all the faculty, on behalf of the webinar director, convener, and on my own behalf, let us thank the university authorities also, because we conducted under the banner Vanija Vahini, we conducted 9 webinars continuously. And thank you for all the university authorities for the support extended by them. And thank you all the participants. Thank you.
Yeah, and with the permission of everybody present, I also express my heartfelt thankfulness to the university authorities for giving the Faculty of Commerce an opportunity to conduct 9 webinars under the banner of Vanija Vahini. This was the 9th webinar and the last webinar. We thank all the participants right from the first webinar up till the 9th webinar who were there with us and who have participated enthusiastically in the webinar series. I thank each one of you. and we assure you that we'll be there for all your academic needs. Thank you so much. Thank you, one and all.
Let us thank all the resource persons also, because they
all the resource persons also were very, very resourceful, and each and every webinar, I think, has really served the purpose for which it was organized. Also were well appreciated. The participants. We thank all the participants. The webinar director, Professor Pawar, and the webinar co-director, Professor Kiranmay, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the Vanijya Vahini webinar series on contemporary issues. With this webinar, we close the series for this academic year. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Professor Kiranmay and Professor Pawar, for sharing this
information. Sir. How are you, sir? We are unable to see you.
Fine, madam.
Can
Fine.
you join me?
No,
yeah. I'm saying your name.
No, very informative. I enjoyed it. Well, I'm looking for something to share my views on logistics. If you have something coming in future.
Sure, sir. Definitely.
Thank you. Bye.
We'll be happy. Thank you.
Professor Pawar, thank you. Yeah.
So are you in India, sir, now? Gangapur,
yes,
sir?
I'm in India. I am back, Professor Kiranmay. I am in India.
Okay. Okay.
I think Professor Pawar knows that I'm back a few months ago. Once for all, I'm back. Yes, I'm in Hyderabad.
Okay, please share your local contact number, sir. Thank you.
Definitely, I'll send it to you in your WhatsApp. I have your WhatsApp number. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.